Everybody put your guns down now.
We're getting right into it, huh?
First.
You got 2 seconds.
For shine, you got one.
Ooh, bacon.
Hey, what's up, Baconians? It's Reverse BLT here, and welcome back to my channel. I am about to start a new era. It is time for Season 4 of The Expanse.
Took long enough.
Many of you who enjoy the Expanse reactions on this channel probably are used to me doing these with my mom. The mother of Bacon is not going to be participating in the channel anymore for reasons that I don't really want to get into right now. In Season 3, Episode 11's reaction, I have a little brief thing at the beginning where I explain some of what's going on there. You know, again, without getting into too much personal detail, but just going forward, all you need to know is it's going to just be me, okay? At least for the foreseeable future. I don't know if there will ever be any more Mother of Bacon mob reactions to things. I have no idea. But you're welcome to watch the show with me. Now, full disclosure, I have read the books. I've read all of the books except for the novellas. I know some of what happens in those novellas, but I have not read those yet. I do know that novella content is being incorporated into the storylines of Season 4, which will be interesting. And I also know that they're remixing a few things, because they've already done that in the past, you know, like the character of Drummer, character of Ashford, several other characters have been composites of several different characters, traits from different characters, even going back as far as Muss from Season 1, who helped Miller out a lot. She was a combination of 2 different characters, I believe, from the books. And so there's a lot of room for them to surprise us, even those of us who have read the books. We're not always going to see things coming. And I really love that. They're obviously the bigger plot points we're going to know are going to happen, but we won't necessarily know exactly how they're going to occur in the show and who exactly is going to be involved in what capacity, because again, the writers of the show are very good at taking those elements and remixing them just enough to keep us book readers on our toes, and I love it.
You've been bamboozled.
So anyway, here we are, New Terra. The name basically says it all. We're in this new era where the ring gates are open. People are flooding through them, trying to lay claim to their own version of the new, I almost said American dream, but obviously, it's not. But they're drawing a lot of inspiration from that idea. The era that we had in my country, the United States, where we had this massive expansion out to the west, the sort of, what a lot of people condescendingly considered, uncivilized lands, uncharted territory, despite the fact that they had had people living there for millennia, but that's how they saw it. People just flooded into these lands looking to stake a claim to land, to find resources, to make money, and to make, make their fortune. The classic idea. And that's what we're seeing now. People are running through the rings, looking for new territory to claim, to make a better life for themselves. And not everyone in the power structures of Earth and Mars, and possibly even the Belt, are going to be happy about that. So let's just get right into it and see how this goes. There's some characters I'm really looking forward to meeting, so I'm excited.
Something killed them. They tried to stop it. Burned
the adversary.
Solar systems. Only it didn't work.
So the thing I'm most excited to see this season, in regard to the war that ended the gate builders, or the ring builders, is the bullet. Those of you who have already seen the season, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm hoping it's going to be as awesome as it was in the book. I'm looking forward to what changes we're going to get in the opening. Oh, wow. Referencing the nuclear bomb that made it to Earth. That was brilliant. This show is so fucking good. Jesus. Is this the Exodus from Mars? They're referencing the Exoduses. Is that a word?
Surprisingly, yes.
Anyway, the people leaving because of the rings. Mars lost a lot of its people. Also, I bet you there's some clever little hints at certain things in that too. Because you guys know what I'm talking about. Some of that Exodus was a little different than the rest of it. Now, there shouldn't be... Is there still a speed limit? I'm trying to remember whether the slow zone still had a speed limit at this point. After the rings open. Okay, so clearly not. What's up there, Medina Station? I know. I'm not supposed to know that yet, but like I said, I read the books. I don't really understand why they don't just let the people go. You know, it's like a thing that I don't get in... Oh my god, did we just get the... Did they just get snatched? Was that how they're handling the snatching? So I think those guys just got snatched.
No.
Going into more detail. Oh, so that's how we're going to represent the adversary.
Be a real turd floater, huh?
Are we going to the ring?
We're going to New York.
The hell's in New York?
Tall buildings, good pizza. Secretary General of the United Nations.
I'm glad to know that 300 years in the future, New York still has good pizza.
Used to love the rain when I was a kid.
You should be able to access Holden's memories through their connection to find out what rain tastes like.
Sounds beautiful.
We're gonna talk about that ride, kid. Next clue to the case.
You got it, Miller. I'll take care
The
of it.
moments where the proto-molecule reasserts its dominance
I hope we get a chance to meet in person
over his
one day. You know,
personality.
I'm
The little
quite a
flickers.
dancer.
Holden never stopped saying.
Holden has such a handsome family. Ah, they're trying to speak Belter to her. That's so priceless. They're really putting forth an effort.
Agonizing.
Yes, it was.
I'll see you soon.
So I guess we're going to gloss over how in the books they talk about how even though his family, they all try to be very polite and everything, I think a couple of them still have bias against her as a Belter that they have trouble concealing. She picks up on it while interacting with them.
Melba?
Please, Clarissa. I get one vid message a month now. I didn't have anyone to call. Remember when you sent me to check on the seals in the airlock?
Yep.
The safeties had been overridden, and if I wanted to, I could have blown the outer door while I was in it. Killed myself.
Yep.
Was that on purpose?
If I was staring down a lifetime sentence, I'd want to have the option.
Amos's way of saying he likes you is always interesting.
They have me doing dream therapy. I don't really understand it, but the doctor has flowers in her office, and I can smell them through the glass.
Good luck with that.
I remember the dream therapy
Can I
bit
bother
in
you
the
again
book.
sometime?
Sure thing, Peaches.
Peaches. I could swear from the books that she actually decided to keep the name Melba basically because she wanted to be the person she had made for herself rather than the person that had
All I
been
need from you is to make that happen.
demanded of her whole life. Nah, Voxerala.
By some miracle, the birthers in this world survived. About 100 or so. They're calling the planet heedless.
Makes sense.
Finally
Phyllis
settling
was a brother of Ganymede.
something for me because I couldn't figure out how to pronounce it. I kept saying Elis because I figured that was the rule to pronounce Greek type words, but I was like, are they going to say Ilis or Elis?
That looks like the work of the proto-molecule.
Doesn't
At the
appear to
very
be
least,
active.
the work of the builders.
I want
Not
you to
everything
go
they
to
did
Ilus.
was through the proto-molecule.
Are you still talking to Miller?
It's more like he talks to me.
You said the worlds on the other side of those rings were killed. Genocide on a scale that we cannot even begin to comprehend. You have the insight to the proto-molecule that no one else does. I need to know what is really going on over there. Is Ilus a ghost town or another fucking Eris?
And if it is another Eros?
Evacuate the Belters. Destroy the proto-molecule if you can, and get the hell out of there.
There's our baby.
Nice of Avasarala to clear up our salvage claim.
How'd she look?
Fine.
No, I mean, like, what was she wearing?
Yeah.
It's good to be home.
She's always so stylish. I'd want to know too.
You and Alex will stay in orbit.
I'm
Rossi.
going to the surface too.
Are you sure?
It's a long trip to Ilus. I'll have time to prepare.
So we're already making changes.
Whatever happens down there, we'll deal with it together.
The crew's mama and papa. Oh yeah. A lot of interesting developments happening on Mars in this book.
Don't miss your deadline. Mars is better for everyone when everyone does their part.
Wow, we're really delving into the benign fascism of the Martian regime.
Comply or we will be forced to fire.
He's happening, boss man.
For the Shasha.
I assume they're going to try to just take out their drive. Man, what a turn life has given Ashford, huh? He was a pirate for so long. Now his job is hunting pirates. Wow. Flew right through the debris field? Ballsy. Wow, they're gonna blow themselves up. Oh, they're just dumping their drive core. Or did they blow themselves up? I'm kind of confused. I don't know whether they dumped their drive core, or if they to try to use it as a weapon, or if they blew up, or I mean, did they accidentally hit their core? What happened?
Who is ignoring the truth? The one that still fight for the belt.
I'm assuming it's Inaros.
Good little coil now. They keep belters out of the ring. So they find the gold first. Leave us with dirt. And you help them.
In fairness, they're keeping inners out of the ring too. But I know it's hard to see that when you've been oppressed for so long. And that's going to hit Ashford right here.
They were foolish to think they could live there. It's not foolish to want free air and free water and a home for their children.
Getting into this
We are
conflict
creatures
early.
of space. In 2 generations, their children will be in us. They won't even remember what they were.
Everyone should have the right to decide for themselves.
Of course.
Civilizations change. You guys weren't always belters. You're not always going to be belters.
Hodde tosif camino.
We won't be able to assess how badly the Belters have contaminated the atmosphere until we've actually been on the planet. But once you're there, I'm hoping we can convince them of the need to limit the damage. I'm looking forward to working with you, Captain. We'll see you on New Terra.
Of course, already establishing that the different sides have such different opinions about the situation. They're even using different names for things. Oh, so that's how that works. I always wondered how that worked. So it's a permanent port for him to take the anti-cancer drugs. I thought the thing somehow dispensed anti-cancer drugs into his system forever, and I was really confused by that because it didn't make sense to me. Are we going to see the adversaries again like that other time we went through? Yeah, they definitely did see them again. So is the idea that they check everyone, or is it just you?
Thanks for the ride.
What are we supposed to wait?
That was interesting. So in the books, we obviously don't really get any indication as to what Proto-Miller's perceptions of reality are like.
I was with the Hygeia group when we found some belters squatting on a rock with $1 billion in platinum ore that we had the charter for.
Oh, okay. So they're having him go down on the first shuttle.
300K, topped up their water tank, send them on their way.
You got off cheap.
I saw the casting, so I knew who he was playing.
Well, let's hope it's that easy here.
Yeah, we got a legal charter from the UN and Mars, so...
You think the OPA give a shit about that?
No, I do not.
Lighten up, Fayez. You're about to be famous.
Bet the rocks down here look just like the ones back home.
Hey, I name a new bug after you.
Alrighty. That's different. So this is what I was talking about before. They remix things. They're remixing the hell out of this. Same basic story beats, but happening in different ways. Character work with this scene, showing what kind of person he is by having him grab hold to that bar and hold himself steady and force himself to look into the face of impending doom and stay calm. That's very good character work. That is how you show, not tell, which is funny because the previous bit of dialogue between him and the other guy was all exposition. Interesting seeing their interpretations of the structures. Not what I imagined when I was reading the books, but interesting anyway. I'm pretty sure in the books he wasn't on this shuttle, the one that got destroyed. But this is a good change if I'm remembering correctly, because I could be wrong. Sometimes I don't remember quite right, but if I'm remembering correctly, this is a great change because it makes his motivation as a character a little more understandable. I mean, it wasn't a bad motivation in the books, but it was a little less personal in a way, you know? It felt more like it was just a guy with a massive ego problem more than anything else. And this gives him like a direct personal connection to the actions he's going to take later.
Just get yourself to heedless. Do your job, and let RCE do theirs. The Belters will try to enlist you to their cause. Holden, do not put your dick in it. It's fucked enough already.
Oh, that's the Avasarala we know and love. And it is good advice.
Yeah,
oh,
just
the
fire lined up.
moons.
Fire at will. Take that, Lugu.
I wouldn't be firing at anything that I thought the builders made. You don't know what kind of reaction you might have just started. Oh, that new paint job looks glorious. And our red for Mars, our black for the belt. I don't think I see any blue. I expected there to be some blue for UN, which is James, or his origin. Maybe he just sees himself as nothing, so it's just that's what the gray is. But Amos is from Earth. has this notion that if you grew up in space or under domes, that looking up at a real sky would somehow really mess up your balance and everything. I wonder if that's true. And if so, why? I get that the light might be overwhelming, but why would it make you lose equilibrium? Man, even the Rossi looks amazing under a sky. Maybe that's one of the reasons for the grayish color. It reflects the blue when they're in a atmosphere, or just reflects whatever atmosphere they're in. Oh, the old tradition of sea captains to pick up a handful of dirt after landing.
Everybody put your guns down now.
We're getting right into it, huh?
First.
You got 2 seconds.
For Shane, you got 1.
Now we're moving along at a brisk clip. I wasn't expecting to get this many of the developments from the book this quickly. Though I don't think this exact thing happened. It's like they're I'm guessing this is going to be the show's version of the slugs or worms or however you want to think of them. Is that where we're going to end it? Okay. Interesting place to end the episode. And actually, Holden picking up whatever that was gets to one of my only perennial criticisms of the show.
Tread lightly.
I'm going to get it out of the way quick. Which is just that I think that they approach the builder's technology with an aesthetic that is a little too obviously technological. One of the things that I found really fascinating about the descriptions of a lot of stuff in the books is that you look at the builder's tech and it's essentially the same as looking at a life form. You know, like it doesn't look like technology. You know, it would be like looking at a human being and realizing that we're a robot made by some incredibly advanced godlike race. You know what I mean? Which, according to some religions, that's exactly what we are. Actually, I guess in a way, trying to think of how many religions don't have gods making humans. So basically, according to all religions, that's what we are, is we're essentially robots that, you know, were made by something far more advanced than us. So like I said, you know, it's one of my only criticisms. Like the ring nexus, for instance, and the ring gate itself don't look like technology. You know, they're obviously technology, but they don't, you know, there's not little panels and things like that. It's just like the sphere, if I remember right from the books, was pretty much just one completely smooth spheroid. You look at it and be like, how did anyone even make that? Where's the entrance? How could you even get in or out of the thing? How can you interface with it? It's one of those things where you look at it and you're just in awe because it doesn't make any sense from our perspective. And that's how all of their technology is. But anyway, like I said, it's my only real perennial criticism about this series. And the fact that that's pretty much all I can come up with to criticize shows how great this show is. The writing was on point. They did some excellent character work, just showing through just interaction and sort of response to things without any dialogue, giving us clues as to who some of these new people we're meeting are on the inside. Especially focusing on Murtry. Good choice, because obviously his character is going to have a lot to do and say in this season that is going to be very interesting. And we really need to get into his head starting pretty early in order to really get the impact of that. Interesting choice having Naomi go down to Heedless or New Terra, whatever side you fall on, with the crew, which is not something she did in the book, if I remember correctly. She stayed. The Rossi basically went down briefly, dropped off Holden and Amos, and then went back up into orbit with Naomi and Alex, if I remember right. Either that or they sent down a drop pod or something. I forget how exactly it went down, but the crew was split, one half up in orbit and one half down on the planet. So it's very interesting to me that they chose to bring Naomi down in terms of the plot. So I'm kind of curious as to where the writers ultimately are trying to go by having her be involved on the ground side of things. I'm guessing it might be just to make sure that there's someone in the group on the ground who has a Belter perspective from the crew. That's the only thing I can think of, because that was something that was a bit missing. We had her perspective, but obviously she wasn't there on site. And that might also give us a little more interesting conflict, because Holden and Naomi may not see entirely eye to eye with him being an Earther by origin and her being a Belter by origin. So yeah, fantastic opening to the season though. Everything looks amazing. You can really see the extra Amazon money being spent where it needs to be spent. It was great seeing all the characters again. I like that they're very slowly working up towards the stuff that's going to be going on back down the well towards Earth and Mars. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out. That's actually one of the things I'm most excited about this season. I'm most excited to see the conflict with Mercury. I want to see the reveals of some of the aspects of the war, so to speak, between the builders and the adversaries. And I want to see things starting to build towards a certain laconic civilization. Let's just put it that way. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm waiting to hear the word Laconia for the first time, and I'm going to be super fucking stoked when that happens. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of this episode. And thanks for joining me for the new, hopefully still at least as good solo reactions. Please leave comments, likes, subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Helps me feel connected to all of you, which is great. And I hope to see you around for the next one. Be safe and be well, guys. Bye-bye.